the drawback to doing something like that?
Yeah, I trust in all of our players. I trust in their ability and those type of things. I just always want to set our guys up for success, bottom line.
So like Monday afternoon, you didn't plan on trading Joe Flacco?
No.
This is Cleveland Sports Radio, 92.3 The Fan.
Kevin Stefanski, arrow down.
On what?
Andrew Berry, arrow up.
Oh, God.
That played on YouTube Live, it necessarily on the radio. Sorry about that.
This is becoming a house of cards.
We all understand what's happening here, right?
This is becoming a house of cards.
We understand what's developing here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the guy that we thought should probably have more power during the winter has considerably less power than what we might have thought over the winter. Because you saw the face. I don't know if you saw the face. You heard the voice. He tried to say nothing. He said everything. There's no way he signed off on that trade before. I'm sure he had an idea about this one, about Greg Newsome, because Greg Newsome got traded last night. Good morning. I woke up to it.
Yeah,
I went to sleep at 10:10, and I put the sleep on the phone so I don't get anything. And I always was like, well, if it's an emergency, they have my wife's number. Call Liz, and that only a few people have the bat phone number. Mm-hmm. So that's how I know it's an emergency or it's whatever. It's like you, Owen, Keith, my dad, and that's it.
And the Sloppy Joes people.
And so I got an update on that one. So, all right, let's go one piece at a time here.
The Sloppy Joes?
No, let's go one bit at a time.
Kind of wanted to hear about that.
I want to buy the manwich.
Did you trade? Was there a trade last night? Sloppy Joes for Smashburger?
There was a trade between Wagyu back into the fridge and then regular old rolled up ground beef.
The de-thawing has begun.
Had to be careful because the person I thought who would back me up on that didn't exactly back me up on that. I was shocked. I had to be as shocked as Kevin Stefanski going, you're really trading him? Why are we trading him? Why are you trading all the quarterbacks that I trust? Why are you doing this?
We got an offer for 80-20 last night.
Did we also find out arrow up on Liz's power, Ken's power?
My power is way down there. I'm the equivalent of Howie Roseman when Chip Kelly took over. I am way back there in the closet.
He went away. I go away for a little bit.
I'll be in the closet. As long as I'm not in a cuck chair, we're good. So, anywho, they trade for Tyson Campbell. There was, what the hell are the parameters of this here? Oh, and damn it, I had it right in front of me.
They
and now
traded a sixth
there
for
you go.
Tyson Campbell.
There you are.
The Jets sixth for Tyson Campbell. And
it's professional enterprise here, folks.
Another team seventh?
There you go. We traded away late-round picks and got Tyson Campbell. Tyson Campbell had a really good season a couple of years ago. He's not been that great over the last he wasn't that great last year, hasn't been that great this year, it seems. But he's paid for long term. Now, it's weird because Jacksonville, I saw when I woke up at 3, I looked and I go, oh boy. So I've been up, was immediately able to get up. That's fine. But I saw the reaction, and Jacksonville fans are like, well, they finally took our way grossly overpaid corner. And I go, well, buddy, if you think he's overpaid, get a load of what Greg Newsome's going to want later on. And
Newsome's having a great year.
And he is having a great year, so he's having a big contract year, yes.
Yeah, he's playing his way to a huge contract. He was shutting down Jamar Chase at the opener. Like the videos, I mean, every game, the announcers have been like, Greg Newsome, get a load of Greg Newsome. And I'm always like, yeah, I mean, we've had Greg for a while. But people are making it sound like he had just gotten even better in that scheme.
Greg's been a little bit up and down, and I would have to say, I mean, considering where he was taken, more down than up. Now, I think some of that he's been warranted in his frustration. They tried to put him in the slot. He's not been at the slot. He's more in his natural position now with Martin Emerson being hurt. Saw him yesterday looking better and better, in good spirits. I just want to let everybody know that. Nice young man. Hopefully we'll get him back and ready to go at the beginning of 2026, and hopefully we'll all be in a much better place emotionally and mentally.
You see JOK?
To take on that season. I have not seen JOK, but I will tell you this. Seeing the way that the offenses or the front office is operating, it's just the latest. Because I asked Owen right before the show, I said, well, he's got he's got to talk soon, right? I know the bye week's coming up. Then I go, well, wait a minute. This is probably just the latest in a series of trades. So I imagine here over these next couple of weeks.
Nobody thinks they're done.
Yeah, I imagine here over these next couple of weeks, like it's going to be more like this. Like we'll break down the Browns game on Monday. Hopefully the Browns beat the Steelers and we have something there. But I think we're going to break down trades. I think Wyatt Teller, that's going to be interesting to move away from offensive linemen there. That's going to be very interesting to move away from offensive linemen because
they have none next year.
Yeah. So what do you do with Wyatt? Do you keep Wyatt? Do you try to sign Wyatt to an extension? What do you try to do there?
I actually think that's more on the table now than I ever thought it was before the year started.
I bet you're right about that. David Njoku,
somebody's got to do
arrow down.
The meme of him leaping over the defenders. Finally, he got one free and clear, and then out to another city.
Took it away from me. I'm glad I let you finish
stars
it.
Meme.
Yes, I'm glad. So David Njoku's probably gone. Shelby Harris on a 1-year deal. Goodbye.
Are they still laying on him in the pile? What a helpless. We didn't talk about what a helpless feeling that must have been. Balls loose. I'm getting my foot broken. Can somebody get off me? No wonder he got a personal foul. Anyway.
Jerome Ford. Yeah. Bye. So they're going to be making trades here. And last night they went and they got again Tyson Campbell, who I ain't gonna lie to anybody. I've watched a little bit. I know that there's a black hole where the Jacksonville Jaguars are. I follow some of their media. I know that they have been not too thrilled with Tyson Campbell since he signed a $76 million contract. So I'm not going to sit here and go, well, we fleeced him. We got ourselves a great corner. I hope that he ends up being better in a better defense. We'll see how this goes. We will see how this goes. But honestly, when you're making moves like this, see, this is what's weird. It's not where I can't say that. I can't say that. If you made a move like this and he was on he had 1 year left in his deal, it's like, well, you're moving on for the pick and that's it. You got what you got and that's it. This
player for player.
He's 25. He just turned 25.
He's part of your future.
So you could argue that he should be part of your future. Now there's an out in 2027 that they could exercise, but you are taking him wondering, can you not save him? Can you get him back in business? And then can he be a good player for your defense? Now, this defense has been good, so playing around better players
should be easier.
Should make it easier for you. So I'll remain as cautiously optimistic as possible, but I'm going to be as realistic as possible throughout this entire thing. Because obviously, my hope and my exuberance has failed me spectacularly at the beginning of this season. So I ain't going to be fooled again.
How about trading with Jacksonville?
Yeah.
How interesting is this? I got to give it to Andrew Berry because I saw overnight a bunch of the, trending younger analytics bros on social media were like, this guy's doing NBA trades. This guy's doing player for player trades. You almost never see anything like this. And then the Flacco in the division with Cincinnati. You and I weren't worried about that. I don't know why. Other people seem to be like, how are you trading with Cincinnati? It's like, let's Joe Flacco. He's done. He's done here.
Yeah.
Like, if he were going to come back, the season is screwed anyway.
Yeah.
So, but just the fact that Andrew Berry is operating like a man who is so not concerned about his short-term future with the Cleveland Browns that he's making moves in the division and he's trading with somebody of which he holds their first-round pick next year. So I got to give it to Andrew Berry. Like, there's some stones on him to be pulling moves like this. Now, he doesn't have to be in the locker room every day. So I don't know if Stefanski, I'd like to, is Stefanski waking up to, did the text wake Stefanski up in the middle of the night?
We've been talking about trading Greg Newsome for the last 2 years.
Oh, it feels like longer than that.
Okay, but we've been trying to talk about trading him for 2 years. And Owen, rightfully so, said, well, the trade deadline's coming up here in 2.5 weeks. November 4th is the trade deadline.
November 4th, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
The bye week is November 2nd.
Okay.
That's the game they're off. So they'll be doing things that whole week.
If he wants to come out and talk, I would like for him to come out and talk after every move. But Maybe they just decide to wait because there's probably going to be more moves that are going to be made. And the Joe Flacco one was surprising. This was less surprising. We'll see if we get anything in Tyson Campbell. But Andrew Berry is moving like a man who has no concerns about his job in the future. Absolutely zero concern. Fans are. I'm looking at some of the reaction. Are people mad about the trade? I think they're just mad in general because the team's 1-4. Quarterback situation is an absolute mess. I heard what Ross Tucker said. I'm sorry, I completely disagree with Ross Tucker. And I will play that audio coming up a little bit later on. He said that they handled the QB competition perfectly. That was his word, perfectly. I haven't disagreed with Ross Tucker on a subject. I think more about something like that, and we'll explain why coming up in a little bit. But this is a general manager who is making moves that is not based on any fear of his job. Which again, if he goes out and he gets fired at the end of this year, you can always say he tried to do what was best by the franchise. You can always try. He never did what was in the best interest of his own job.
Yeah, he's not trading for players right now to save a job. Yes. He's not doing an A.J. McCarron.
We've seen guys do that. Trent Baalke, the guy who got fired in Jacksonville, which now they're trying to build that thing up again. That's a guy who in two places did that. Andrew's not doing that. Kevin on the other side, I mean, you go back to that press conference yesterday, and we were going to spend a lot of time on that press conference until Greg Newsome got traded yesterday. That press conference yesterday, again, the guy tries to tell you absolutely nothing in every press conference. And in that press conference, Nick said it, JP said it. I think the guys in the afternoon or the midday said it. I heard the first segment of Jake. I agree with Jake. He said everything. I mean, you're blown away by the Joe Flacco trade. Well, we're going to work through the second quarterback issue. Guys, he told you everything. And then we hear about what practice is, and this is another thing I just don't understand. If you're just going to do it, see, this is where I'm a little bit upset as well. If you're just going to do it, and now I'm just kind of going off the top of my head here, can I just get this part off my chest? If you're putting Bailey Zappi and Shedeur Sanders on another field, and you're not having your backup kind of take reps with the starter when you're in some of these drills and in some of these team sessions and things like that, I worry you are a little bit too afraid about what guys like us are going to say. I'm a little bit afraid about that. Because if it's Bailey Zappi, and I think it's going to be Bailey Zappi, just put Bailey Zappi where he needs to be and get ready for the game. Get ready for the game. Guys, people are going to go nuts. The media is going to go nuts. Who cares? You're supposed to try to win a football game. Who cares? I don't care. If it were you shouldn't care. If you're Kevin Stefanski, you shouldn't care. If you're the Browns, you shouldn't care. I know you're trying to get ready for the future. Understand that. But you still have in the future, you have a game on Sunday. Don't take away from what you're trying to do week to week with everything else that's going on. And that tells me, where are your priorities as a coach? Where are your priorities as an organization? What are you doing? What's the point of having him if we're just going to walk on eggshells over all this stuff? If you just want to put Bailey Zappi in as the backup, while I make chicken scream and be mad you didn't put Shedeur in, you got to do what you got to do. And I'll deal with it. And if he ends up being good, if Bailey Zappi ends up going in and saving a game, or Shedeur eventually plays and just falls all over himself or whatever, I'll admit that I'm wrong. If he goes out there and he plays well, I'll say that I was right. Whatever. It's same thing with you. Same thing with any of us. Like, you can't do that. And when I'm hearing that they're over there throwing the practice squad guys, like, what? No, if you want to make him the backup quarterback, make him the damn backup quarterback and get him ready in case of emergency. For the love of God, let's stop tippy-toeing around this thing and stop giving guys like us way more power than we deserve to have. You shouldn't care. It's week 6, for Christ's sake. Just go out and try to execute and try to win a football game. Because this is the type of thing. I'm a giant distraction. Literally. It's what my life is a distraction. I'm a distraction from your real life. I'm a distraction from everything. That's what I'm paid to do, is to be a distraction. You can't let the distraction in. You're creating your own distractions. You're giving me more to question you about. And so how could he have power right now, Tone? How could he? And we thought, man, look at this roster. This roster is difficult. Look at what they saddled him with this quarterback. Yeah, look who has more power right now.